Okay, in this voice recording video, I want to talk about this. Okay, it goes like this. I remember my sister. One day, well, it wasn't one day. It just happened not that long ago. Today, my sister called me on my smartphone and wanted me to come to her house and get 2 cases of bottled water out of her car. Well, out of the hatchback of her 2006 Chevrolet HHR LT. Okay, I I leave my house and walk over to her house. She doesn't live that far from me. She actually lives in a trailer, so when I get to her trailer, I go to her car and I open up the hatchback to her 2006 Chevrolet HHR LT, and I opened up the hatchback and got both cases of bottled water out of her car one by one. I brought one into her trailer and I went and got the other one and brought that one into her trailer. And I told her, "Is that it?" And she said, "Yes, that's it. Thank you." So I left, and this woman who lived across the street from her um said hey to me, and I just ignored her and just kept walking. And when I got to my house, I turned and looked and saw her go across the street to my sister's um trailer, and she had some flowers, and she gave some flowers to my sister. So my sister walked up to her and got some flowers from her. And I just want to say this, in the past, it was this woman who lived across the street from my sister, and she was the one that said that I was a pedophile, and I couldn't go to a regular school because I was a pedophile, and I rode a special bus, and I molested a school bus by masturbating inside of it. She was saying a lot of slander things, and she was singing, "Go Brandon, let's go Brandon, let's go Brandon, let's go Brandon," blah, 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 blah. And yeah, and I laughed at all of this because it was kind of funny, when she said that I was I molested a school bus by masturbating inside of it, and I just started laughing. And to this day, it was kind of funny. This happened back in 2022. When my sister had a my parents bought my sister a trailer and had it put on a piece of land that's next to the house that I live in. In some woods. Some people came and cleared out the woods, like, cut down the trees and cleared out underbrushes and trees, and the trailer was brought there. You know, and water was hooked up to it, electricity was hooked up to it, and this woman across the street went crazy because she didn't want no one living next to her or living across the street from her. And she got angry and saw the trailer across the street from her, and she went and told my dad to move the trailer somewhere else. And she was saying a lot of slanderous things, saying that I was a pedophile. I couldn't go to regular school because I was a pedophile, and I rode a special bus. I rode a special bus, excuse me, as a teenager, and I molested a school bus by masturbating inside of it. And then she said that my father was a pimp, and she was pimping out my sister, and said that me, my sister, and my mom and my said me and my sister should go back to Africa, and she called us monkeys. Yeah, and she was just some crazy redneck from Oklahoma. And and that's why I didn't say anything to her because of all of that stuff. All the stuff she said, like the me molested a school bus by jacking off inside of it, was kind of funny. And I laughed at it. My sister was hugging me and said I was traumatized. She think I was traumatized by all of this. And I just laughed at it and just saw just how crazy it is. Because, I've been overseas and I just see just how crazy the U.S. is. And, yeah, wow. Yeah, yeah, that woman was crazy, and today, she's trying to say something to me like, she wanted me to give those flowers to my sister, and I just ignored her. And I look back on that, it was wrong, You know, I think giving someone forgiveness and giving someone a second chance, is a good thing. But I was brainwashed by my mother, and she was telling me that this people like this woman, they act all nice just to get to you and just to tear you down. And I've just been brainwashed by all of this, and deep down inside, uh, deep down inside, I believe in forgiveness. I just believe in burying the hatchet, and forming friendships with someone who just treats you like dirt, who changed, and when my sister, one day when my sister, like, she passed out and got sick and she was taken to the emergency room, the woman across the street who said all those crazy slanderous things about me, my dad, and my mom and my sister and myself. Yeah, said all those slanderous things to us. I hope I was making sense to me. I hope I was making some sense. Let me start over again. Yeah, but that woman who said all that slanderous stuff about me, my sister, and my dad. You know, um, after my sister was taken to the emergency room, taken to the hospital. Um, yeah, I went to lock the door to her trailer. Me and my cousin, we were the only one around around my sister's trailer, and that crazy woman across the street, the woman from Oklahoma, said that, I hope she feels okay. And we had some crazy stuff in the past, and I just want to move on and bury the hatchet. I just want to move on and just get better. I think that's what she said, and that's a good thing, and but I was programmed by my mom not to trust people like her because, yeah, people will just put on this nice behavior just to stab you in the back. And I don't know if Winston Wu talks about this or not. I don't think Winston Wu talks about this. Like people will stab you in the back, you can't trust people. And I think he said that. I don't know. I don't know if Winston Wu said this or not. I don't know. So I don't think Winston Wu never talks about this. I could be wrong or not. Don't trust anybody because they'll stab you in the back. Like they'll act all nice and act like they'll forgive you, but they just want to stick a knife in your back and screw you some more and just tear you down and and say all these toxic negative things just to bring you down. I don't know if Winston Wu talks about this or not. All he talks about is just going overseas and socializing with people outside of America and meeting women and girls and dating women and girls, and that's what he cares about. And I got nothing against it. I want to meet women and girls. I want to talk to women and girls. I want to date women and girls. Yeah, I'm with him on that. But I don't think he's into, like, forgiving someone who's saying a lot of nasty, negative things about you. But I don't know. I think Winston Wu had this thing where, if you say something negative or bad about you, about him, or be really toxic and out there with him, he'll probably block you and push you out of the happier abroad community and forum. He'll probably push you out of there, or I guess if you apologize to him, I guess he'll let you in. I don't know how Winston Wu works, so I don't know, but Winston Wu, he's a nice guy. I never met him. I just talked to him on Facebook. It would be nice to meet him in person and see how he is. You know, maybe I probably can relate to him. I don't know. I'm just saying. So anyway, this woman who said all those slanderous, toxic, outlandish things about my sister, and my dad. You know, uh, it looks like she wants to change and she wants to be a good neighbor. But my mom is gonna gonna disapprove of this, not trust this woman. And my mother, she's not a good person anyway. She's a narrow-minded religious fanatic. She uses religion as a front to lie and say negative things and say a lot of crazy stuff that makes no sense. Yeah, she told me that that's why you have no friends. Basically, I'm the way I am. I'm not much of a people person. I'm trying to be a people person. I'm just shy. I have like anger issues because I have a very negative, toxic mother and father who traumatized me as a child. Yeah, I just don't want to get into that. And I'm trying to change and I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be more sociable, even though I live in a toxic, loop-sided, upside-down environment like the U.S. state of Texas. Yeah, and yeah, speaking of Texas, I was in Target, in Longview, Texas. I went there to buy a case of Perrier. Well, buy some Perrier, and on the way through the store, I ran across a woman. I stopped to let a woman go through. She stopped, and we stopped, and she just got all angry and said this, "Come on, let's go, 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 go." And I ran into another woman on the way out after I paid for my things at Perrier at the self checkout counter. She said this to me. "Oh, sorry, excuse me. Look, you can go, you can go, you can go." I just walked past her when she said this. It was kind of crazy. Like I was just walking. I wasn't in her way, and she wasn't in my way. So yeah, you go shopping at stores here in Texas, like some of the women here in Texas are, well, the older ones are the mothers who are very protective of their children. The instincts. A mother has instincts, and she wants to protect her loved ones. Like it's kind of like a bear protect. It's kind of like a mother bear protecting her cubs. And I see that. Like I wasn't trying. I'm not the type of guy to harm anybody's children. If I see a child that's like sick or hurt, I go help that child and see where the parents are and tell the parents about it. And help the parents out or the mother out. Yeah, you know, yeah, you know, Texas mothers, some of them with their children, some of them are pretty excuse my language, kind of fucked up. Anyway, yeah, yeah, my mother didn't want me to talk to that woman because my mother would tell me by planting this thought in my head that, oh, you can't trust people like her, they'll go and stab you in the back. And she just saying that to like everybody. Like I'm not going to view everybody as dangerous, as a threat, because you don't know if someone's good or bad or not. You don't know. So I'm not going to be all paranoid and just think like my mom or my dad for that matter. And I'm just, people in America are just so paranoid, and they're fearful of strangers. They think everybody is a threat and everybody's out to get them. And it's just insane, and everybody in the US are just programmed to think like that, and I watched on the news on CBS News on YouTube. It was a YouTube video on a CBS YouTube channel, and it was about that bridge that collapsed in Maryland, where a cargo ship lost power and hit the pillars on this bridge, sending this bridge down. And the governor of Maryland, which is a bald-headed black guy who talks really good, who has a really good vocabulary, who has a very good vocabulary, very educated. And he talked about people on social media was harassing families through the bridge, and he said that the police were called to make sure everything's okay, and you got to respect people's privacy and all, like, and there's one thing I don't like about the U.S. Like, people in the U.S., like politicians, and people in general are just so concerned about people bothering them, people harassing them, and they don't think about, investing in infrastructure, in healthcare, in transportation, and childcare. And, they don't invest in that and put money towards that and talk about stuff like that and talk about social human connection and social isolation. They don't talk about that. All they talk about is, somebody's harassing these people and they should give these people privacy. And everybody in America is privacy oriented. They want privacy. They don't want no one bothering them. And and if you're alone, if you're a single man or a single woman, you're alone, you have no one to talk to. If you're disabled or not, it doesn't matter how lonely you are, you can't bother anybody. You gotta leave people alone and let people have privacy, and loneliness, is like smoking. It's like the longer you be lonely, and the more that you'll be likely to develop health issues. Like you develop dementia, like heart disease, cancer. You know, you start to die. You'll die. Like it's just sad. And it's just sad that people in America are programmed to fear people and programmed not to talk to anybody and view everybody as a threat. And don't talk to me. Get away from me. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Leave me alone. I said, leave me alone. You're harassing me. You're bothering me. And you're sexual harassing me. I'm going to get you for sexual harassment. And I'm calling the police. You're bothering me. You're harassing me. You're harassing me. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, and I just can't believe I'm living in this country. I don't know about you people. I mean, some of you who live in the U.S., you guys see this, that I experience this, then you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Or if you're an American, you don't care about this type of stuff, I understand. Or if you're viewing this from a country outside of America and you don't care about this, then hey, you're more concerned about what goes on in your country than what goes on here in the U.S. And I don't like talking about what goes on here in America. I want to talk about other things. I want to talk about fun and excitement and meeting women and talking about experiences and stories and life stories. And talking about down to earth, out of the box stuff. But yeah. So, I'll look back on ignoring that woman who said all those slanderous things to me. I should have went to her and see what she wanted, and if she give me crap, I'll just leave her alone. But, I'm taught in this society here in the U.S. not to trust anybody. Don't trust nobody. And here's the thing, like, I remember my dad telling me I don't want no one to help me. That's my MO. I want no one to help me. And and I kind of met, I remember this woman at the Walmart pharmacy. I met her after I refused to have my dad help me sign a form to get a flu shot or a COVID-19 booster shot. And I didn't need my dad's help to show me what to sign and what not to sign on the form, because that form is very identical to a form that I fill out for a flu shot. It's the same thing, and I know what to do. And I can read. Like, I don't need him to point out something, you know? Yeah, but if I have trouble, I can just ask those people there who gave me the form at that, which is a pharmacy at Walmart. I can just ask them about what's on that form means. I can get help from them. Yeah, I believe in getting help. I believe in asking for help. But there's some things that you got to do on your own. You can't have people just help you on everything. There's certain things that you got to do on your own, and that's how I feel, and that's how I think. And my dad thinks that I don't want no one to help me. I turn down help, and that's my MO. And it's funny. I remember asking him, volunteer to help him on something. He ignores me and pushes me away. And then I remember when I told him I helped this little girl out at at this Best Buy in Bossier City, Louisiana, where I went to gather up some pennies that she dropped on the floor in this store. I went to help her out, gather up all these pennies and give them to her. Help her out. And it was just this black woman who was a cashier. She just stood there and never helped her. And I told my dad this, and my dad said the most messed up thing known to man. He said this: if nobody doesn't want you to help them, don't help them. Like, and out of all of that, he gonna tell me that I refuse help from anybody, and that's my MO. I don't want no one to help me. That's my MO. I refuse help from anybody. And that whole thing, it just doesn't make any sense. And I said this in a previous video. It makes no sense. It's just so crazy, and I just don't like living in an environment where I'm taught to blame myself for all my problems, even though it's not my fault. I'm taught and programmed to blame myself. I should fear everybody. I should live in fear. I should just go crazy and just be out there and not have any common sense and just think for myself and just act like the people who act like those people at the end of this movie from 1978, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I'm thinking about doing a video called Reverse Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where is where just like in the 1978 film Invasion of the Body Snatchers, aliens go and make duplicate pods of people, draining them of their memories and everything, and creating a pod version of them. And the original person dies off, and the pod is just basically a brain dead zombie with no soul or nothing. And in my version of the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, it'll be in reverse. Pod people come to Earth, and they just get one of the people here in America, in the Northeast Asia, where people are very antisocial and very cold, and they don't like to talk to people. They put up a cold wall. They're not open or anything. The pod people just wait for these people to be asleep, and they just go and just suck these people dry of their memories and create pod versions. And the pod versions will be people who are happy, optimistic, who are sociable, friendly, down to earth, easy to talk to. And the women are sweet, feminine, down to earth, gentle, and easy to talk to and approachable. The alien pod people will create pod people versions of the cold ice wall people of Northeast Asia and North America. I'm thinking about making a video about something like that. That would be good, and I don't care about the view count that I'm going to get on that video or probably on this video or in the previous video. So I don't care about if I get less views or more views. Yeah, I just got this YouTube channel just to say what's on my mind. Okay, that's all I gotta say in this video, and yeah, and I'm making this voice recording video in the living room of my home. I'm sitting on a couch, I'm relaxed. You know, there's no one in this house that I'm in but me. And one day I won't be socially isolated and alone. I'm probably going to be with a woman in the future. And I'm probably going to make a video and feature this woman in this video if she wants me to put her in this video or not. That's just if she wants to be in this video or not, or she's privacy oriented or not, and she don't want her self to get out online. If she doesn't want me to put her in the video, I'm going to respect her and I'm not going to do it. But if she doesn't want me to talk about her, I won't talk about her. So that's it. So that's all I got to say. Thank you for listening. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. Cheers. Au revoir. Bye. Okay, one more thing before I shut this video down for good. Going back to this woman that I met at the pharmacy at this Walmart when I was filling out this form for a flu shot or a COVID-19 booster shot. After I got away from my dad, tried to get away from my dad when my dad wanted to tell me what to fill out and what not to fill out, because I know how to fill out that form because I know how to read. After all of that, this woman from this pharmacy, she was really nice, and she came up to me, she told me that she was from Louisiana, and she asked, "Hey, do you like to paint? Do you like to do this? Do you like to do that?" She was talking to me about painting and reading books and whatnot, and she was someone I can talk to, and I just didn't have it in me to socialize with her. She was a very sociable person, and she was from Louisiana. And I just didn't have it in me to talk to her. Like, I should have talked to her. I just didn't want to do it. Then again, I'm not much of a people person, and I'm breaking out of that, and I'm trying to talk more. I'm trying to kick myself and force myself to be more sociable towards people. I'm just but going back to being shy, like, Winston Wu said that, when you tell people that you're shy, you're being dishonest. You're not being honest with yourself. Like, it's just basically the society that's just repressing you and keeping you from socializing with other people. The shyness thing, saying that you're programmed to tell people that you're shy in the U.S. is just basically a front. And Winston Wu said that I don't want to talk like that. That's so dishonest. And I've been saying this for quite a while, and I just want to just stop. I just want to stop saying this, and I just want to be more of a people person. And I probably can do that overseas. Yeah, I still want to go overseas. I still want to vote with my feet and just leave the U.S. and move abroad. I still want to do that. And I'm interested into talking to women and girls and dating women and girls and being friends with men. I'm overseas, in countries that believe in social human connection. Yeah, and I believe in that. So that's all I have to add in this voice recording. All right, I'm done. Bye.